Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys making some time checking today's video out. It's January 1st, 2024 when I'm filming this video. And what I want to talk about today, guys, is that there's one lure that I would suggest you guys sort of learn to master in 2024 if you don't know how to fish it. That's what we're going to get into today, which is the old Wiggle Wart crankbait, guys. This is the old Storm Wiggle Wart that's been around forever out there. Been around probably since the early 1980s at least. And if there's one lure that is sort of a niche lure, niche, or whatever you want to call it, this would be it right here if you've never fished this bait. If you guys have fished this bait, you know what it's all about. I can still give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it in this video. But guys, this is one that you want to learn. And also I'll put my Tackle Warehouse links in the description if you guys like to pick up some of the Wiggle Warts or the similar rock crawlers that sort of work the same as pro rock crawlers. So we're gonna get to that. Now, why is this bait so important to fish? Why is it that it's the most important bait for you guys to learn to fish in 2024? Guys, there's a window of time in most any lake across the country when this particular bait, the Wiggle Wart, in some type of a crawdad pattern, it'll just outproduce any other lure that you can fish. And it's all about the upcoming pre-spawn season. And even before a little bit, it's a cold water technique. This Wiggle Wart, if you're not familiar with it, it's a real wide wobbler. It's got a wide side-to-side wobble on it. And you can put some suspend strips on it, and you can work it slow with that real wide wobble in that cold water. So you can get it down there in those 40, early 50 degree water temperatures, keep it close to the bottom, work it real slow, like sort of a crawdad going on down there, and it catches them in the pre-spawn. One of the reasons that works so good is in the pre-spawn, bass really prefer to feed on a crawdad because of the increased amount of protein that crawdads have. Helps them build their egg sacs and that type of deal. Main thing, what do you guys want to look for is when you're fishing this, the situations, the scenarios. First of all, you got to have the right set of conditions. And the right set of conditions is water temperatures anywhere between sort of like 45 to 55 degrees. That's going to be your key water temperature range. Normally, that's going to be anywhere between February to April, depending upon what part of the country you're in. Water clarities can vary quite a bit. You can catch fish on this bait down in water visibilities as little as 1.5 feet or 2 feet, or you can catch them on in 10 foot of clarity. It just depends. It's a really good bait in a wide range of water clarities, and you can change up colors. Say, for example, if you got some pretty dirty water, you can go to a little bit brighter color like this and get by with it. But one of the things that makes a Wiggle Wart so productive in the crawfish pattern is that the bass will hit it in extremely clear water. So if you've got water visibility out there of over 4 feet, this is perfect and ideal. Another thing about that is if you've got the right water temperature and the water clarity, you also have to have the right conditions to fish it in. And the right conditions are low light conditions with wind. Wind is going to be your friend big time on this. Ideally, I like to have at least a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I like to have some clouds, preferably cloudy. If you got all that together, if you got clear water, water temperatures 45 to 55, some wind, and some clouds, it's going to equal some really good Wiggle Wart fishing. Now, most of the time, I fish this on rocky banks exclusively, and I parallel the rocky banks. In the early spring, I really prefer the steep channel banks or like the bluff banks, any type of a rocky bank that has a sharp drop-off. Just take that Wiggle Wart, make long casts, parallel that bank, and let the line test that you use on it be determined by how deep you need to get the bait. If you fish this on like 8-pound test fluorocarbon line, it's going to run down there sort of in that 8 to 9 foot zone. And if you fish it like on 12 to 15, you may cut a couple more feet off of that. But main thing, guys, throw it this year. If you have not thrown a Wiggle Wart or a rock crawler in the early spring, this is something you really need to learn how to do in 2024. This is basically when it works. You're not going to catch much on this bait other during that window, that 10-degree temperature window in the spring. But I'm telling you, during that time, it can add up to some really good action. So anyway, I hope it helps out. We'll talk later.